What's up everyone? Welcome back to the channel. Today I want to do a recap of the 25 for 25 JetBlue challenge, what went right, what went wrong, and whether I would do a mileage run like this ever again. The short version, I will not actually finish all 25 destinations, and that's mainly because of weather delays on my final 10 flights that I tried to string together with short layovers. It just didn't work out. Day one was kind of a mess, so not gonna make it. But the real win here is I was still able to get to 21 destinations, which means that I'm still getting the 350,000 points, and that's worth a lot in my opinion, and that was the main goal to begin with. So today we're going to talk about what Mosaic 1 is actually worth, because I did a status match prior to starting this challenge. That way I could experience Mosaic 1 benefits during the challenge, enhance the experience, and actually see if it's worth it as I'm going along through the challenge. Also, we'll talk pros and cons of doing the 25 for 25 challenge. We'll cover my biggest economy class pet peeve experiences. This kind of reinforces why I prefer to fly in business class and how it's hard to revert from that once you get that experience. And then finally, we'll cover how I'm planning on using those 350,000 TrueBlue points for future travel. First, let's talk about the stuff that no one really likes to admit, and that is the economy class realities. Even with airline elite status, and this is especially the case with JetBlue, where the vast majority of flights are economy class only. They don't really have a business class product except on those long haul flights like coast to coast, JFK to LAX, that sort of thing. My number one frustration with economy class, and this is just airlines in general, they like to deny all responsibility for your belongings and your bag while it's in the overhead bins, but there's really no guarantee of having that bag anywhere close to you on the plane. Sometimes they tell you to just put it in the first available spot. That could be rows behind you, way in front of you. You don't really have the ability to just guarantee that you'll have it right above you within sight. Meanwhile, passengers bring oversized bags that probably should be checked and try to stuff them into the overhead bins. Also, passengers bring personal items that don't fit under the seat. And especially on these smaller planes, you run out of overhead bin space very quickly. So if you're in economy class and you don't have priority boarding, there's a pretty good chance that your bag is not going to fit in the overhead, and you might have to gate check it or check it through to your final destination. And let's be honest, women almost never get forced to make their handbags, their very large handbags, fit completely underneath the seat in front of them as personal items. Us men have to shove our backpacks or briefcases completely under the seat in front of us. In the end, you're responsible for your own belongings on a flight, but you're not guaranteed to have it anywhere near you, even if you pay for a specific seat. My solution: passengers that pay for specific seats, whether it's extra legroom or premium seats, should get priority boarding. That's not always the case, but it should be, and therefore that gives priority bin space to have your personal item and your carry-on within sight. Another major issue is seat switching. Both status members and paid passengers select exit row seats or the premium seats with extra legroom, but then the flight attendants will allow big and tall people to take those seats that are empty last minute, and then it makes it more crowded, even though somebody may have paid for that seat next to them. Families shuffle, but who's to blame them if the flight attendants allow that to happen? The worst, stingy passengers that switch to premium seating right before takeoff when the flight attendants aren't paying attention. These factors completely undercut the value of paying extra or holding status. My opinion is, if someone didn't pay for the seat or didn't earn it, they should not get it for free. Next up is Mosaic 1 status. Is it actually worth it? Before starting this challenge, I did a status match from my Delta Gold status to Mosaic 1, so here's the honest breakdown. Pro number 1, were upgrades actually possible with Mosaic 1? The answer is yes. I was actually able to select even more seating about 70% of the time through the app 24 hours prior to check-in, and so that means it's guaranteed at that point, and I was able to select that for free. In the few times that even more seating was not available, I was then able to select an exit row seat about 90% of the time. So there was very few occasions where I did not get an upgraded, more legroom seat with JetBlue with having Mosaic 1. Also, Mosaic 1 members get 2 checked bags for free. I didn't really test this process out because I only had a carry-on throughout the JetBlue challenge, but for a domestic product, I think that's pretty good value. On flights 2 hours or longer, Mosaic 1 gets you up to 3 alcohol drinks, and on certain routes, you get premium snacks like a cheese board. I got this on my flight from Fort Lauderdale to Santiago, Dominican Republic. This is not game changing, but if you fly often, there's real value there. Con number 1, JetBlue has odd routing limitations, and what I mean by that is you can book a ticket from Chicago to JFK, and you can also book a ticket from JFK to Orlando. However, you can't book that all in one ticket, even though JetBlue flies through that route entirely. What they actually do is they push you into United codeshare tickets, and they also push you into United award fares, which is flying United planes, which also have higher redemption rates, so you're using more miles. The only other way to get around that is to book 2 separate JetBlue tickets, which is also probably going to cost you more miles, and then you lose the protection of not having your route all in one ticket in case there's a delay or cancellation. Con number 3, United and JetBlue have what's called a blue sky partnership, and that means status from one airline transfers to the other. However, Mosaic 1 status does not give you lounge access with partner airlines. It doesn't matter if you have up to Mosaic 4 status. You actually get the lounge access and the 2 free checked bags from flying in business class and having that business class ticket. The 2 free checked bags is great for me since I typically travel with golf clubs, but if I'm already getting that with the business class ticket, then the Mosaic 1 status is kind of devalued in that case. With this blue sky benefits alone, let's say you're flying in economy class and saving some of those points, you only get 1 free check bag. Here's some better alternatives that I already have. I already have United Silver through having Marriott Titanium Elite at 75 nights. In 2026, I'll regain One World Emerald via American Airlines Platinum status. That gives me lounge access on Japan Airlines, Qatar, Finnair, and other One World partners, even when flying in economy class. That lets me save JetBlue points for premium redemptions. So with that strategy, Mosaic 1 doesn't really move the needle for me long term. Would I chase Mosaic 1 again? Probably not. But would I do another mileage run like this again to get a bunch of points? Absolutely. 350,000 TrueBlue points is a massive win for long-haul business class redemptions. If you're considering a status challenge or an airline promo like this JetBlue challenge, drop a comment below and tell me which airline, what status you're chasing, and what are your travel goals long term. If you found this recap helpful, hit like, subscribe, and we'll see you in the next video.